Hi, Algebra 1. This is SLE number 9, which is a review, so please utilize this as help for the quiz that we'll have this week. All right, first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and distribute over the parentheses. That's multiplication, so 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 3 is 15. That's equal to negative 10. Now we're ready to go ahead and do our two sides. I'll subtract 15 from both sides, because that's opposite of positive 15. And we'll add those up. Negative 10 added to negative 15 is negative 25. Then we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 5. Those cancel, and negative 25 over 5 reduces to negative 5. Problem number 2. The big step on this one is recognizing you have a negative you want to distribute over the parentheses. Do not combine 2x minus 3 together. So 2x comes down for the ride. Negative 3 times 6x is negative 18x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. We get negative 64. These are like terms, so we're going to combine those together. 2x minus 18x is negative 16x. Plus 6 comes down. Go ahead and subtract 6 from both sides. Those cancel. So I get negative 16x is equal to negative 70. 64. Negative 64 combined with negative 6 is negative 70. Divide each side by negative 16. So it's going to give me positive. Let's see, what number goes into both 16 and 70? They're both even, so it's going to be positive. So it was 35 over 8. Does that work? Yeah, that's our reduced portion. Number 3. All right, on this one, we want to look really well. Just get a highlighter. I have a 4 for a denominator, another 4, a 3, and a 6. So let's think about what is the smallest number that 4 goes into, and 3 goes into, and 6 goes into. So the answer is going to be 12. Okay, and remember 12 and 12 over 1 are the same thing. So I have the 4 different parts of this problem. So I multiply each by 12 over 1, and I'll reduce the fraction. And go from there. So 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 3 times 3x is 9x. 4 goes into 12 3 times, so negative 3 times 1x is negative 3x. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so 4 times 5 is 20. And then 6 goes into 12 twice, so 2 times 25 is 50. These are like terms, so that's going to give me 6x. The 20 comes down, and 50 comes down. Now we're ready to go on either side. Subtract 20 from both sides. So I get 6x is equal to 30. Divide each side by 6. X is equal to 5. Number 4, very similar to what we've done. Very similar to a problem above, but we want to make sure we distribute the positive 3. So 2x comes down. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. These are like terms, so 2x and 3x add together to give me 5x. Subtract 6 from both sides. We have our dotted line. These cancel, so I get 5x is equal to 2. Divide each side by 5. Oh, it looks like we get a fraction for an answer. So x equals 2 over 5. Number 5, let's see, we do have a couple of fractions, so let's take a look at the denominators. I have a 2 there, and I have a 4 there. So what do you think I can multiply all 4 parts by to get rid of the 4s? What number does 2 go into, and does 4 go into? Well, that is 4, and you know that 4 and 4 over 1 are the same thing. So if I have a fraction, I'll put 4 over 1. If I don't have a fraction, I'll just put 4. And we'll go ahead and do the math. So I'll go ahead and multiply here. So I get 8x. 2 goes into 4 twice, so that's negative 2 times 1x, so that's negative 2x. 4 times 2 is going to give me positive 8. The 4's here just cancel each other out, so I get negative 7x. And then 4 times 10 is 40. We have some like terms. These are all like terms. So 8x minus 2x gives me 6x. 6x minus 7x is negative x. plus 8 is equal to 40. Now we're ready to start solving it. Let's subtract 8 from both sides. Those cancel. So we can get rid of our denominator. Divide each side by -1, or multiply both sides by -1. It's your choice. That'll give me a positive 32. That's what x is equal to. Problem number 6, another distributing problem. So I want to make sure I distribute that 4 over the parentheses. So I'm going to get 6n equals 4 times n is 4n. 4 times 3, -3 is -12. We're ready to start solving it. I'm going to subtract 4n from both sides. Those cancel, so I get 2n is equal to -12. Divide each side by 2, so n equals -6. All right, number 7 is a word problem. So let's read it first. Half the difference between a number and 12 is 15. Okay, so let's see. Half means something in math. Difference means something in math. And then between a number and 12 is means something in math, and 15. Okay, so we have a lot to this problem. So let's start trying to put a few things. So half means half. Difference means subtract. And then this purple part, a number and 12. So a number, we're going to call it x. X and 12 is means 50, or means equal. So I have half the difference between a number and 12 is 15. A number and 12. That's how we're going to set that problem up. Okay, so I could do this first. I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 1 and this by 2, and that's going to cancel. That's going to give me 1, and then x minus 12 is equal to 30. If I distribute 1 over the parentheses, I get the same thing that's inside the parentheses. Now we're ready to start solving it. Opposite of -12 is positive 12. So x equals 42. Let's see, problem number 8. We read it first. 5 times the sum of a number and 9 is 35. So 5 times the sum of a number and 9 is 35. Okay, 5 times the sum of a number is that. So x and 9, remember sum means addition, is an equal sign, and 35 is just the number. You can go ahead and distribute over the parentheses, so I get 5x plus 45 is equal to 35. Now we're ready to start solving it. Subtract 45 from both sides. 35 minus 45, we'll use a calculator on that. We're going to get -10. Divide each side by 5. So I'm going to get x equals -10 over 5. It reduces to -2. Number 9, we have another word problem. The sum of 3 times a number and 6 is 27. Okay, so sum of 3 times, so sum 3 times a number is 3x, and 6 is equals, and then 37 just means 37. So the sum of 3 times a number and 6 is 37. It's ready to start solving. Subtract 6, that's the opposite of positive 6. Let's cancel. Divide, oops, 37, yeah, that's right. Divide each side by 3. Those cancel. 31 over 3 will not reduce, so that's all done. All right, on page 34, the back side. It talks about this student was following an equation, and McKenna had made a mistake. So we want to circle the mistake. So let's see. Nothing wrong here. This all looks good. Subtract 5, that looks good. I like that. Then we get down to the 2x. Ooh, where did she make a mistake, my friends? Yeah, right here. She forgot to bring the negative down. So let's come over here and do the correct work. So we agree with the subtract 5 from both sides. That's perfect. This is where the mistake was made, so I'm going to make that correction. Divide each side by -2. So x equals -6. That would probably be 1 point off on our problem if you did that. Number 11. So this says, it's a little tougher to think about, but we can still look at it. 4 consecutive even integers. Sum of 52. Okay, so of 52 means equals 52. Sum means addition. So let's think about 4 consecutive even integers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they all have a sum of -52. So we have to think about this. An even number would be, an even integer would be 2, 4, 6, 8. But it could also be negative. Okay, so let's think about if these are even integers, and these would also be even integers, how far are these spaced apart from each other? It doesn't matter if they're positive or negative. That's right. You're basically adding 2. There's a difference of 2 on each of these. Okay, so if I called the first one x, in order to get to the next one, I'd have to add 2 to it. In order to get to the next one, I'd have to add 2 back to the original, so I'm going to make that a 4. In order to add 2 to this one, we're going to have to add 6. So now we're ready to start solving this problem. So this is a little tougher. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 x's. Then I have 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Those all add up. And we get equal to -52. I think we can start solving this problem. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. Those cancel. And that's going to give me -64. Let's divide both sides by 4. Looks like my answer is going to be negative, and that's okay. So I have a negative answer. 4 goes into 6 once. 4 goes into 24 16 times. Okay, so if I wanted to solve this, x is 16, or -16. If I add 2 to -16, I get -14. If I add 4 to -16, I get -12. If I add 6 to -16, I get -10. Those are my 4 numbers. -16, 14, -12, -10. That's a little tougher problem. Problem number 12. Let's take a look at this. Find 2 consecutive integers. So 2 consecutive integers with a sum of 29. Okay, so let's remember, sum means plus, of is equals, and 29 is 29. 2 consecutive integers. Integers would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive all in a row. So what's the difference between these? Yeah, it's basically 1. Okay, so we're going to find 2 consecutive integers that have a sum of 29. So if we call the first integer x, what do I have to do to get to the next one? Right, add 1. Now we're ready to start working on this problem. So I'm going to combine those like terms. So x plus x is 2x plus 1 equals 29. And let's go ahead and solve this. Subtract 1. Those cancel. Divide each side by 2. So x is equal to 14. I want to find my 2 numbers. This one is going to be 14. If I add 1 to that, I get to 15. And the last problem. Last problem, talk to your teacher about it. We'll work it out. Have a great day. Take care of one another. Bye-bye.